Coming up on the Lakers Report by Chat Sports, 5 free agents the Lakers could sign ahead of the 2023-2024 NBA season, plus some miscellaneous players that still remained unsigned as well, some honorable mentions. I am Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. Let's go ahead and dive on in here. The first one is a usual suspect. That, of course, is Christian Wood, who is one of the top remaining unsigned free agents. The Lakers have been linked to Wood per several reports throughout free agency. He remains out there. He apparently wants more than the vet minimum, but if he ultimately settles for a vet minimum contract, I think the Lakers make a ton of sense. You look at what he did last year with Dallas, 16.6 points per game, grabbed more than 7 rebounds. He's really talented offensively. He really is. But the lack of defensive effort and at times capabilities, he isn't always coachable, it seems. The culture fit in Dallas wasn't great. Those are the reservations, and that is why he has not secured a nice contract from a team. But if he is willing to take a vet minimum deal, I think it's worthwhile for LA. And I think it'd be worthwhile for him long term, because if he played well, which he would get minutes in this front court, as it's not a very deep front court after Anthony Davis, he could get a long-term deal after this season. So I would love to see this partnership happen. We'll see if Christian Wood can swallow the pride a little bit. Another notable name that remains unsigned, that is Kelly Oubre Jr., the veteran wing who's bounced around a little bit in recent years. Phoenix, Golden State, Charlotte, 20-point scorer. I mean, did anybody have a quieter 20-point season last year than Kelly Oubre? I mean, pretty impressive. I know the efficiency wasn't phenomenal, but 43% from the field's okay. Obviously, you'd like that three-point shot to be a little better. If it was even what it was 2 years ago, 35%, I think you could live with that. Very athletic, decent enough defender, can play the 2 and the 3. I would like to see him get signed by LA, and why is a 20-point scorer still out there? Surely he's going to get more than the vet minimum from someone, right? But maybe not. And if it is the vet minimum, the Lakers have a chance to go out and get him. So I'm going to monitor this closely. I think a lot of these guys that we're going to talk about today are kind of waiting for some of the next big dominoes to fall in the NBA. When does Damian Lillard get traded? Does James Harden get dealt? Pascal Siakam? But you would think there's going to be some action soon, and hopefully the Lakers can get involved and secure one more notable rotation player. What is the better fit for LA? Type W for Christian Wood, O for Kelly Oubre. I think Wood is a better fit. You need more front court depth and scoring specifically, and that is something Christian Wood can provide. But don't get me wrong, Kelly Oubre, I'd be perfectly fine if the Lakers ended up adding him. So type W for Wood or O for Oubre. How about bringing back Dwight Howard? He said earlier in free agency that he would like to return to the NBA, and he would like to return to the Los Angeles Lakers for, a third, a fourth stint? It's hard to keep up these days. At least a third. I think a third is what it would be. And with the Lakers thin at center, it's Jackson Hayes. If you want to count AD as center, I think the Lakers are better when he plays 5, or he's kind of a 4-5 hybrid. You're kind of thin there. Colin Castleton, Dwight Howard, we know, is going to at least do one thing. 1, rebound, and 2, at least be an average defender. I don't think he's going to be what he was 5 years ago, where he was still a high-level plus defender, or even a couple of years ago when he was with the Lakers. But I think he'd be league average, and that's certainly valuable. You can't tell me Jackson Hayes is far superior than Dwight Howard. I just don't believe that. And even if he is better, you still need a depth piece in that front court. I think Dwight Howard could bring that. I think he would love the opportunity to chase a championship with Los Angeles this season, even if it was in a minimal role. I would like to see him back in the NBA in the purple and gold. If LA signs anyone, you guys know the drill. We are going to make a video here on this channel, so hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. When news drops, we have you guys covered. That's our promise to you here at the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. So 2 things I'm asking for you. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. That way you never miss a video here on the channel. PJ Washington, more of a long shot option here. It would almost certainly have to be some sort of a sign-and trade to get him over to Los Angeles because he is a restricted free agent. So unless the Hornets rescinded that, you actually can't sign a restricted free agent to a minimum deal. You have to give them at least 3 years guaranteed, and it has to be more than the minimum, which the Lakers can't afford. Now, what makes this interesting is the Hornets, up to this point in time, are unwilling to give Washington a long-term deal, especially at the price tag he wants. So things could get a little bit sticky. If he tells Charlotte, hey, I'm just going to take the qualifying offer, maybe they say, you know what, let's sign and trade him, move him elsewhere, and maybe the Lakers have a package that they're willing to send over to Charlotte. So again, to be clear, this would be a sign-and trade, barring an unforeseen scenario. P.J. Washington's solid, man. He had a good year last year. Took a big step forward offensively with 16 points per game. Certainly more volume there, but a guy who can extend out to the three-point line, has a good midi game, and can play multiple positions defensively. One thing I don't love is his rebounding has gone down in each of the past 2 years. I think he's a guy that should be able to get 6 or 7 rebounds per game, had less than 5 a year ago, but he is a player that can score and defend multiple spots. What do you guys think? Sign at P.J. Washington. Type S for sign, P for pass. Again, it would be a sign and trade, so keep that in mind. But let us know, if you're Rob Pelinka, would you try to get Washington, S for sign, or P for pass? You want to just get a veteran guy who can give you some occasional minutes at point or the 2 guard. That is Austin Rivers. He has bounced around team to team and seems to have value in different locker rooms. Last year had about 5 points per game, 35% from 3, so he can still stroke it a little bit, 43.5% from the field. Like I said, he's bounced around quite a bit, but he's a veteran presence, knows how to play the game. Obviously, coach's son, Doc Rivers' son. I think he'd be a valuable guy in this locker room. I don't think he'd give you a ton on the court, but if you want to go with a pure vet min guy that's going to just fill up a roster spot and bring you good vibes in the locker room, I think Austin Rivers could be that guy. So there's 5 free agents that we took a close focus on here. Christian Wood, front court scorer. Kelly Oubre, wing scorer. Dwight Howard could give you some defense and rebounding at the 5 spot. P.J. Washington, versatile defender who can score as well. Then Austin Rivers, someone who can handle the basketball and give you a little bit of shooting as well. Now, some other free agent targets, some names that are out there. These are lesser level players, but Tristan Thompson seemed to have some value with the Lakers in a veteran mentor role. Also played some decent minutes in that last playoff game against the Heat. The Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. If he's willing to come back on a vet minimum deal, could give you some front court depth. Kendrick Nunn, they've gone that route before. I'd be surprised if they brought him back, but he's still out there. George Hill is a former LeBron James teammate in Cleveland. I could see that kind of reunite scenario happening. Markeiff Morris, who isn't going to give you much on the court, but brings a veteran presence in a locker room. Theo Pinson definitely isn't going to give you much on the court, but was a valuable bench guy for the Mavs. Boban Marjanovic, ultimate vibes guy, like great guy to have a drink with after a game. Dwayne Dedman, if you want to go a different route at backup center. And then DJ Augustine, who I think actually could provide a little bit of value and give you some occasional minutes at that point guard position. Now, who is your favorite free agent left that you would like to see the Lakers go out and get? Shout out his name down in the comments below. Maybe we're forgetting somebody. I don't think we are, but maybe we are. So surprise us. Get a name down there in the comments. All right, Laker Nation, that's going to do it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.